Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Kia ora on this Tuesday afternoon. Hannah Zwartz is back with us for the Garden Show. Kia ora, Hannah.
Kia ora, T.
So last week you had a chat with Tanya about the black hole.
Yes.
And it had something to do with nasty weeds.
Well, yeah, we had a workshop on the nasty weeds at the community centre and it was incredibly popular. It's obviously struck a chord. I guess it's something that all gardeners have in common and you have to deal with those nasty weeds. We're talking about things like wandering willy, the kikuyu is a big one on sandy properties, and these are weeds that you don't want to put into your compost because they'll just keep growing and they'll take over your compost bin. So we had a workshop on how to deal with them without putting them in your compost.
And it's saying here, know your enemies.
Yeah, know your enemies. That's the secret when it comes to weeds, because you need to know which ones will spread from roots and which ones to be really vigilant and cut off the seeds. For instance, at the moment there's the scrambling dock that's a lot of people have on their properties, and you just want to cut off the seeds and bag them up and put them in the rubbish. You don't want those to be spreading around your property, making the problem worse. So it's partly digging out the roots. These have a big root like a tuber underground, but if you can't get to all the roots, at least you can stop the problem getting worse by dealing with those seeds.
Yep, and you'll find out more about weeds and problems online too.
Yep. The best resource is called Weed Busters. It's a website, weedbusters.org. That's easy to find, or you can find it through the DOC website as well. And so that has pictures of all the weeds. If you don't know what you've got, you can identify them. The good thing about that site is it gives you different solutions. So it gives you the chemical solutions if you want to spray, but it also gives you the non-chemical solutions, the organic solutions, if you're that way inclined.
Right, yeah. Hey, now I really want to go and have a chat about this black hole that you were talking about last week, because I wasn't there, so I want to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, well, the black hole is how you deal with your weeds once you've pulled them up or assembled them. In our case, at the community centre garden, it's mainly kikuyu. It's kikuyu, oxalis, and wandering willy. And so what you can do, instead of putting them in your compost, we've got two things there. We've got one big black rubbish bin, just a plastic bin with a lid. You put them in there, put the lid on, put it in the sun, and it basically cooks the weeds and kills them. And once you can sort of rub them between your finger and thumb and there's no life in them, then they can go into your compost. But if you've got a bigger problem, then we'll fit in a rubbish bin. The other option is called the black hole, and this is this bag. It's like a big wool sack, but even bigger, and it's made of black weed matting. So basically you put your weeds in there and roll it up to exclude all the light, put a brick on it or whatever, and again they'll just break down over time, even if it takes a couple of years. I think the reason it's called the black hole is you keep adding stuff in and it keeps breaking down and it's like it disappears.
Black holes and weeds. How do you like them, eh? That's Hannah Zwartz. We'll catch Hannah again tomorrow, 2:15. Cheers, Hannah.
Cheers.
106.3 Beach FM.